How can I professionally and politely tell one of my associates she smells of feces? It sucks. I've had to do this with employees before too. I'm assuming it's either something new or they are new. Do it ASAP. It's more awkward for them than you. Expect them to need time to deal with the embarrassment, possibly leave their shift. Do it in private. Make sure it's based off of a few instances. If someone else has complained, don't get into details but confirm you objectively experience it. Often people with bad hygiene have something else going on you don't see. So be prepared but ready to offer other resources if your work makes them available. Do not do this in a note or anonymously. That can be very isolating. Be compassionate. I definitely think you should address the issue head-on. Do not tiptoe around the issue. I would also maybe not bring HR into the meeting as others have suggested above, because that would be highly embarrassing for the employee. Unless you feel the need to bring an HR representative into the meeting to CYA. But even then, maybe you could just have the meeting in private with the employee. Then document heavily, send an email to HR afterward. I would just pull the employee into your office or a private location and say something like this. Hey, I really appreciate how hard you are working. Or some other genuine compliment here. It's nice to start off positive. We really appreciate your dedication here. I wanted to let you know that in the last couple weeks, I have noticed that you do have some body odor. And I just wanted to talk to you about that. Since we are a customer-facing business, is there any kind of support you need from me to help resolve this issue? Quote. Story time. In college I was in a dorm room that I shared with 2 other people. One of them had a hygiene issue. It was bad. Neighbors were complaining. People would walk by our room and gag. We opened the windows all the time, but the smell seeped into everything. We spoke with our residential advisor after there were complaints from others. She said we had to tell her. And not only that, she needed to be there. So now our poor roommate was going to have a whole audience. So we all get together to chat. The non-smelly roommate and I had agreed to tell her together. Residential advisor comes over and my roommate yells, "Name. Has something to tell you," then nopes out of there. So I break it to her. We've been getting complaints about the smell. Then went on to explain I understood. My dad had worked in a hot kitchen. She worked at McDonald's. While I was nice and gentle, I hated that my roommate yelled that out and that the residential advisor had to be there. Yes, it was a big smelly issue, but it didn't need to become a whole thing. I can imagine how embarrassed she was, because she let us know. Lol. Since I had to do it by myself with zero support, I regret not gently pulling her aside and letting her know she had strong body odor and might need to shower more or invest in a stronger deodorant. Anyways, all this to say, as a supervisor, yes, you need to document this conversation. As a fellow human, make it gentle. Let him/her know. I've noticed sometimes you smell strongly and wanted to make you aware. Working in customer care, it's important we don't smell strongly of body odor or perfumes. Though I'm sure perfumes would be welcome at this point, haha. Tell your employee this in a non-intimidating space away from others. Preserve their dignity. Don't overtalk. Keep it simple and to the point. Later in the day or next shift, have them sign a paper saying you discussed this on X date. It's as much to protect them as you. Try not to scare them with the document. Some may take it as some sort of threat. Use this as a way to further discuss. Ask if everything is okay. Maybe water is shut off at home. Maybe they were never taught to shower multiple times a week. Empathy and understanding go a long way here. Say, in private, away from other people being able to overhear. You are sorry to have to mention it, but there is a noticeable odor coming from them. Then offer what support you can. Edited to remove comments regarding health, since comments below advising against that. probably best you mention it to a supervisor and let them deal with it. If she smells like that, she may be incontinent and wearing diapers. This is something that's difficult to delicately discuss, but you might need to have a chat about if she needs more bathroom breaks or other resources to perform hygiene. It's likely something she has no control over and is already very ashamed and self-conscious about. But if she is able to change herself after passing a bowel movement, it should reduce the odor problem. There could be a medical issue and ADA requirements to better accommodate this employee in the workplace. I visited a hairdresser recently that was really good at cutting hair. Fast, not expensive, but was a bit smelly. I'll probably not go back. Personally, I'd drop the feaces part. But you clearly need to have a conversation if you are in a supervisor position. If you are a fellow employee, tell your supervisor it's an issue. When I was super young teen boy, I had someone pull me aside in private and let me know I was a bit smelly. While yes, it was embarrassing at the time, I am thankful today because I changed my ways 100%. You go to HR and let them deal with it. I had to stay at a house that smelled terrible for an extended period of time once. Most of the time they know and can't do much about it since it's an issue they either can't afford to change or don't want to address. As someone with gastric issues, she probably knows but has to work anyways. Can't really avoid paying the bills even if we are incontinent or leaking or perpetually gassy. Other than spending all day in the bathroom or working from home, we don't have many options. Edit. There are high-end diapers with full smell ABS option and can hold several L of fluids. They are over $100 a pop though. Used by execs and other high-income, fast-paced jobs. Subtle, but this worked for me. Hey, just looking out for you. You might want to check your detergent or washing machine. You don't smell as fresh as you used to. Are you the person's manager or supervisor? If not, tell their manager or supervisor. Do they have a medical condition that requires a colostomy or ileostomy? If that's the case, there are little things they can do, but it may not be completely preventable. Please proceed with caution. Tell human resources. Do not do it yourself. Consider possible health conditions that could be contributing to this issue and how your approach may be perceived as discriminatory in some way. Maybe ask the person if there are health-related accommodations that can be provided to help remedy this issue. For example, incontinence is an incredibly sensitive subject. I'd probably take the issue to management or HR. Speaking from personal experience, it can be very embarrassing to be told you smell bad. Many years ago, my manager called me into his office in private and told me I need to improve my hygiene, that he had received a complaint about my body odor even though he himself had never smelled anything. I could tell that he was uncomfortable telling me this. It was a total surprise to me. I shower morning and night, brush my teeth twice daily, use deodorant and cologne, so I had no idea why anyone would complain. The only thing I could possibly think of is that I was trying to lose weight and had switched to a vegetarian diet. The thing is, I don't really like vegetables, so I was eating Indian dishes daily with all the spices. I couldn't really taste the vegetables. I suspect that the root cause was cumin, turmeric, curry, and other spices sweating out of me, and the person was smelling those. Is there an HR? Because this one's on them. Start from a place of concern. It has come to our attention there is an odor that can be bothersome to others. We promote and encourage good hygiene at work. Is there any reasons why your hygiene may not be adequate at this time? Do you have access to water, soap, A shower in general? Is there anything we can provide or do for you? Quote, make it more about the concern for their hygiene than anything else. Don't want to just inform someone they smell bad. There could be reasons why. I had an employee a couple years ago. Really bad bow smell. Employees came to me complaining. I had this exact conversation with her above. Turned out her water was shut off and she was needed to pay her utility bill before she could even get soap. We bought her some soap. Gave her a few extra uniform shirts. Because laundry wasn't possible at the time. And even offered to help find a shelter for her to shower at for the time being. Some people smell because they have poor hygiene and don't care until others do. Some people just may not have the means. But at the end of the day, people have a right to work at and patronize any business without foul smells. Kind of like hostile language.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.